Good afternoon. Today's 45 Friday. I figured, being Friday and all, why not have big caliber guns on the end of the last work day of the week? So obviously I got two iconic, well, in my opinion, two iconic guns. 1911 HK USP, which has been newly acquired to this channel. Figured I'd go to rundown, do a comparison between the two. Obviously, some similarities here, some differences, so I figured this would be a good video for someone looking to either buy either a 1911 or an HK. And if they had one gun that they could buy, which one would I recommend? Alright, so let's begin. First of all, 1911. I tried to drop the magazine. Nothing there. Chamber's empty. Alright, 1911. First thing you're going to know is a wide variety of accessories depending on what model you get. If you get one more advanced, not like the standard GI with just the regular sights, you go something like with an armory, Springfield Armory loaded, you get the Novak style sight-studded tritium. Those have already been upgraded. Obviously you can get different grips. I showed you how to do that in another video. Magazine capacity is somewhat limited for being a single stack versus HK double stack, which I'll get to in a second. It features, these are 7-round magazines it will come with. You can get 8 rounders. I think you might be able to get 10. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think they do make extended plates for competition and all that. I don't know if I'd carry that way. Someone out there might. But on the other side, you can get different magazine catches, which I'm going to do to this one. I'm going to get a Wilson Combat and kind of get that one that extends it back to right about there on this gun. That way I could easily manipulate this. My hands are a little bit smaller. I can kind of get it, but I don't think I could push it in that well. I don't want to have to. It's kind of hard. So I'd rather just get a little more of my finger on there, or my thumb on there. You can get ambidextrous safeties, just like the other gun. But you can get extended slide releases as well. All that good stuff. Pretty much anything you can expect on a modern day pistol, you can do this. Trigger jobs, all the other stuff. You get extended beaver tails. This one already has. Different barrel bushings, guide rods, full length, regular, all that fun stuff. Alright, on the other hand, at the broader end of the spectrum, double stacks, like the HK here. Also empty. I've done some stuff to it. Been working on this one a little bit off camera. Just color filled a couple things, nothing too exciting. So I figured I'd wait to give you an update. I've done the sights post just like on all my guns. I like a really white front sight during the day. It's like a blade on it. Put a little white there, like the newer ones I've seen have. Because I want to put a safety on here anyway. I'll talk about that in a bit. When I go over in the last video, I forgot to mention in the last video that this is a single double action versus the 1911 being single action only. Both are hammer fired pistols. This one here is has a longer trigger guard than on the 1911. Both have night sights on them. That is an option for both guns. You can get the HK45 release, which some people call the extended magazine release for these. I'll show you how to put one on. They're pretty simple from what I've been gathering on HK Pro. A lot of people do it. There's not a lot of issues, so that's a good thing. I'll take that. Obviously, one's American, another one's German. Different manufacturers have different ways. The recoil system in that one's going to be different than this. The way they break down is fairly similar, except that you don't have to mess with the barrel bushing or anything, because there isn't a barrel bushing on this one, like the 1911. So takedown's a little bit simpler and easier. You do get 12 rounds versus 8 or 10 maximum. Standard magazine does come with 7. If you're in a state that only allows you to carry a certain amount, they do make 10-round magazines for these. You're still probably going to be more compliant with a 1911 versus HK, depending on what the capacity is in certain states. I think in some states it's 10. I don't know if any other states might be less. That'd be kind of crazy if it was, but I don't see a big deal on it. But that's just me. I moved from a state that had capacity limits, and I was like, time to go. That's one thing about being able to move, is do it when you can. Uh, 10, 12 round mags. Let's see. Running a blank. Both have stainless steel slides. A lot of commonalities, like I said. Same but different. Double action, single action. Price range. That's the thing. Like I said, if you're gonna go buy a gun, 1911s you can get pretty cheap, fairly reasonable. Arms Corps makes them. Everybody. Taurus even makes them, but I wouldn't recommend Taurus. Just because they have their own design. They don't go with the original Colt design, from what I gathered. So I'll stick with something like a Springfield. Springfield has the tightest fitting on the slides and all that. They're pretty high end, pretty good quality. Entry level Springfield I've seen usually run around 500 and will end up over 1200. Whereas an HK USP like this one, I've seen them start at $850 and go all the way up to over $1,200, $1,500. There's different variants in each gun. Springfield makes the regular government issue. They make a loaded, which is represented here. They make the TRP. Great gun. It's got rails. It's got every bell and whistle that you could add on to one of these. It'll be a Picatinny 1913 style rail if you do get a 1911 with a rail. Rail system on HK is on the USP is so proprietary, which is just a slot pretty much, and they do make adapters and stuff. But they do make the HK 45, 40, or HK series, which is the updated version with a 1913 rail. And there's different interchangeable straps and all that, just like a M&P and most modern guns today. What would I buy if I was to purchase just one? Price range. Alright, if I'm to carry a duty pistol, I'd go with the USP. If I'm looking for something that is reliable and I can just carry every day, kind of easier to conceal because it's only a single stack, I'd go with the 1911 just for the ease of that. I carry this one every day. I don't feel it. I'm only 5'9", 174 poundage range, so I carry that every day. I carry both. I can tell you that this is a great outside the waistband gun. It does have a really thick slide. Has to for the round that it shoots. You can get a 9. It's a little thinner. 40, I think it's the same width. The 9 is the slimmest one out of the USP variants. It holds 15 rounds. You can get different calibers in 1911s. You can get 38 Super. You can get Obviously, the iconic 45, the 40. I've seen even all the way down to 9 mil. So there's different arrangements of caliber for both guns. So you're really not limited. It's just the style of the pistol and all that. If you have any questions, comments about this, just feel free to leave them in the comments as usual, and I'll get back to you on anything you may ask. If it takes me a while, it's probably because I'm researching it. I'm in no way, shape, or form an expert on anything at this point, but I know enough to make a video on this because, like I said, from my experiences so far, the HK is still a pretty good pistol, and obviously the 1911. It's been around for over 100 years, so the reputation speaks for itself. Alright, until next time, I'll see you then. Gun Guy 89. See you later.